was a sin. What kind of hell am I in? I thought that you were my friend. Didn't know you would pretend. She would be there if the money is spent. Told her I need it for rent. Now she don't wanna see me again. First it was 5, now it is 10. Pockets is low, so I guess it's the end. I used to pray for you. I was a slave for you, but I guess it was a game for you. Never be the same for you. Can't believe I changed for you. See me, these bitches ain't loyal. No, if she resurrected for the rapture, I hope that I'm selected. I just need a second. Drinking the blood of the body of Christ. Eating the pussy like one of those nights. I was blind, she restored my sight. If I was blind, couldn't ignore that light. I just wish I could afford that price. I used to pray for you. I was a slave for you, but I guess it was a game for you. Never be the same for you. Can't believe I changed for you. See me, these bitches ain't loyal. No. Holding on means letting go. Na 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 na. The ones who burn you call. Na 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 na. Promise me you'll love me so. Na 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 na. Future we will never know. Please come back to me. I never wanted you to leave. If you come and see, I can be who you need me to be. Na 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 na.
Happy full moon to the tribe. Peace to the collective. This is the Hood Mystic representing www.hoodmystic.com. Really do appreciate everybody for tapping in with me this evening. Or yeah, this is the evening. So today I want to talk about the cosmic and bring it into the mundane as only I could do it. We're going to do some illuminations and observations. One of the most important things that we need to understand as Black people is that the Black woman is God intrinsically, naturally, with no effort or no help. However downgraded, however she behaves or whatever is said about her, we need to understand, and overstand that she is divine in her nature. And as we study the moon, as we study Venus, as we study all planetary understanding, cosmic intelligence, we are studying the divine feminine. And when we live our lives, it is to find that perfect divine feminine for us to pour into so we could create legacy and create a future. You know, what is happening when you make love to a Black woman is that you're creating your future. One's in the chat if that makes sense. Can we get some understanding in the chat? When you make love to a Black woman, you are creating your future. So this is not something that I'm making up. This is something that you cannot avoid. Your genes, your cells, your DNA is all looking to replicate itself through the Black woman because the Black woman is God. You know, so your trials and tribulations is all due to your connection with the divine feminine. And this is very important as we begin to have these conversations. One of the latest articles that I did on my Substack was on the Empress. Nothing was more rewarding than doing a deep dive study in the tarot cards, the Priestess and the Empress. From that understanding, I had the clear, succinct, clear view that the Black woman is God at a spiritual, from the tarot, from the Hebrew, from the astrology to the mundane, from all points in between. You know, we fear what we don't understand. And the more that you understand the Black woman via your mother, via your daughter, via your wife, the more you understand God. The more that you don't understand it, the more you stay out of the loop. No pun intended. But I say all of that to say the study was rewarding, and I did 2 videos on these subject. These videos was like an hour and a half long a piece. But when I say I did not scratch the surface with the videos, I did not scratch the surface. The deeper understanding of these videos is found in the articles. You find these articles in the Substack. You get access to all of my writings on the tarot. This week we'll be tackling the Emperor, right? Shout out to the divine masculine, right? And we're going to understand that from an esoteric level. I'm super excited, and I'm channeling all my excitement into my writing. So if you want to get inside in my head, see what I'm thinking about, join the Substack for as little as $5 a month. You will get every article that I write, anything that I write, any live that I do, where we're doing live readings. You will get a special invite. And when I say the only people that get access to lives and readings is my Substack members, is my Patreon members, because y'all actually support the channel and y'all actually keep me in business. You know, when you think about doing good in the world, that is a hard thing to do. It's real easy to do negative things, right? When you do negative things, you get rewarded. When you do positive things, it's kind of like a slow burn. It's always that temptation, right, to just jump off the deep end. But as I was reflecting, being an agent of God or being an agent of the goddess, this is my job. And the best that I can do my job, I know that the people are going to reward me. So when it comes to my videos, I try to give a high quality of information, a high quality of design, so you can enjoy it. In reference to enjoyment though, I want to plug my favorite book, Astrology Explained. Even though that this book is $11.11, it's the best $11.11 you could ever spend in your life. You will get a cosmic understanding. You will get an understanding of correspondence, which is the understanding that when you involve your mind in planetary consciousness, guess what happens to planetary consciousness? It involves itself in your life. Okay. So sharing this information is my pride and my joy. And click the link in the description if you're interested in this book. Like I said, it's only $11.11. I'm not trying to break your pockets, but what I am trying to do is elevate your consciousness. This is my job. My job is to help you understand yourself at a spiritual level. And I could be good at this job, I could be bad at this job, but it is my job nonetheless. So shout out to y'all for showing up. Book bundle is available. Just did a nice little Instagram reel. So follow me on Instagram at The Hood Mystic for all of my cool videos. I create a new video every morning, animation, A Course in Miracles. Try to keep things interesting. I'm showing books on my Instagram channel. It's worth the follow if you on Instagram. Subscribe to my Instagram to get keyed in on all the cool shit that I got going on. Now that the business is taken care of, I appreciate y'all for tuning in. Today we talking about the god Savitar. Now, Savitar is not a god per se, but an agent of God, an intercessory of God. There isn't many pictures of him, so I created this little animation in reference to how I see him. Savitar reminds me of the god Talos, a god that was created by Hephaestus. But the overall understanding of Tavitar or Savitar, however you say it, is that he is a protection force. So as we understand the spiritual understanding or understand the spiritual understanding, we are effectively invoking the protection of the gods, of the goddesses. It's like having your own personal spiritual bodyguard. And in this world, the spiritual world, in order to be successful, you're gonna need protection. Because the thing about the people in this world today is that they some big ass haters. It's racism, okay? It's sexism, it's classism, it's colorism, it's all different types of isms. And the reality of these isms is that they exist. So when it comes into our spiritual life, you think that everybody thinks of life the same way as you, but that's not the case. So in order to get your highest level of success, you're going to need protection. So as I'm dealing with the understandings of the energy, I'm brought into two realities. One reality is that of Angel Reese. Now, Angel Reese was something that I spotted out, you know, before the Final Four. I shared her on my Instagram story. Something about her, and I felt like she had a specific spiritual light. Okay. And she did have a spiritual light, because not saying that, you know, she has the most NIL deals of any college professional. Okay. She is the most important Black woman on the planet. Angel Reese is a goddess. And so this video is actually dedicated to her and her energy and her ancestor energy, because she is the princess, as you will see. So I'm gonna connect the cosmos to the mundane like I do. And what we're gonna be doing is something called string theory. I'm gonna walk y'all on a tightrope. So if you look to the left or look to the right, you might fall off. So you gotta look straight ahead. Like, we all on a tightrope together. So look at the person in front of you. Just look at the back of their head. And I'm gonna just be looking straight ahead. And I'm gonna get us across this tightrope. And we're gonna understand the energy. The theme of the video is protection. So can we get some protections in the chat? Because in life, do you want to be protected or do you want to be taken advantage of? And we're talking about holistic protection. We're talking about holistic security, meaning that you have the security to do all of the things that you really and truly want to do with no obstruction. And if somebody violates you or come across your energy sphere, you will have somebody intercede for you immediately to evaporate that intruder into your energy space. Now, if you don't want protection and things of that nature, have fun. Okay. But this world is getting weirder and weirder and weirder. And as weird as the world gets, you're going to think of needing protection. So one of the first things, the sun is in its 12th house, is in its Pisces energy. And this Pisces energy is understanding the people around you, right? You coming off your 11th house, the house of Aquarius, which is your social settings, how you communicate within your social settings. Now, Pisces is where you do shadow work in your group settings. The 8th house is where you do shadow work within yourself and intimate relationships. The 12th house, which most people never get to, because they don't do the shadow work between them and their mother. They don't do the shadow work between them and their partners. So if you don't create that understanding intimately, then you're not able to create that understanding with groups intimately, intrinsically. So what tends to happen is you're with this person today, the next person tomorrow, and the next person 5 years from now, and you just go through all of these particular different people. Well, that's the 12th house that hasn't been realized. That's an immature 12th house. A mature 12th house is saying everybody around me has a purpose. And I'm willing to go deep with the people around me. The reason why relationships will end prematurely or abruptly is because there was no clear shadow work. There was no clear communication. And when things popped up, there was no troubleshooting. There was nothing, no risk aversion. So when the sun is in the 12th house, it's to the point of getting deep into your relationships, like getting deep to the nitty gritty. The sun is conjunct Jupiter. So even deeper, this is the key to our expansion, our deepest level of expansion that we could imagine. So the simple thing is, when you're in a relationship in 1998, it was just like, oh, girl, you so cute. Oh, boy, you so fine. Oh, let's hook up. Let's get together. Blah, blah, blah. Well, relationships in 2023 is let's sit down and do this shadow work. Let's sit down and do this psychological development because the stakes is high. Shout out to De La Soul and rest in peace to Dove, right? So what we're going to be talking about is the sun conjunct Chiron, conjunct Jupiter and its Pisces energy opposed the moon and Virgo. Now this moon and Virgo is conjunct the Sabian symbol of 21. Shout out to 21 Savage, right? But anyways, Virgo, let's talk about Virgo before we go any further. Virgo is named after a virgin. So a virgin can only be a woman, okay? And when the put down of the cosmological story existed, there were only black people who were talking about this stuff because it was only black people on the planet, right? The study of the stars has happened before commercialization, industrialization, before races, before sexes. Even deeper, there was a time on this planet when there were nothing but women. Can you understand that? It's called parthogenesis, is where a woman can have a child without a male. Animals do it in real life. And at a time, women was able to do this. Now, the Virgin or Virgo speaks to this energy. Even deeper, the moon representing the priestess representing the menstruating virgin or the young virgin in Virgo, it doubles down the energy. So when we get into the science of the black woman being God and melanin being God, this is why black women are getting attacked from every angle. And I see it, right? I know it. I feel it. I experience it with you. And it's not something that I can just be like, oh, that's what it is. You know, women ain't shit and I can't stand women and things of that nature, when really that's a way of attacking black women. The narrative around black women and what black women have to go through, because they don't get to sit and understand that before any white person existed, before any race ever existed, this whole planet consists of black women. Can we get black women in the chat? Are y'all afraid of black women in this chat room? Are y'all intimidated by black women? Do y'all not like black women? Do me saying black women make you feel uncomfortable? Well, good. Okay. Because if I'm lying, maybe I can just start flying. Remember we used to say that back in the day? But no, the truth is that when you start to understand cosmology and then you relate it to your mundane reality, then you have to deal with the ultimate reflection and the ultimate truth. I'm not about to sit here and act like European scientists and European institutions, because they powerful, means that they are the most original. No, I'm saying that the black woman that is walking American soil is the most ancient thing on the planet. American women that are indigenous and aboriginal are the most ancient thing on the planet, and they must be protected. We must respect their expression. We must respect their journey to awareness and self-knowledge, however it looked. Because as men, when we was getting head from crackheads and fucking girls with the same condom and things of that nature, when we wasn't doing nothing that we was supposed to be doing, wasn't nobody checking us on that particular behavior, right? But you grow and you evolve through whatever adversity you're faced with. So we're looking at Virgo, right? We're looking at Demeter. We're looking with Persephone as trials and tribulations, the mythology of Virgo, the mythology of Persephone, the mythology of Demeter, right, is the mythology of the black woman, how she spends 6 months with Hades, with darkness, and then she is rebirthed with Ostara or spring, which is the energy we're truly moving in as this, like, so this full moon represents the end of a solar lunar cycle. So as the sun moves into sidereal Aries and we have the next full moon, that will be the first full moon of spring. So this essentially is Persephone's last stands in the underworld with Hades. So when you look at the darkness, this is a particular cycle, not just for women, but for human beings in general. We have to go through the darkness to find light. We have to go through the winter to find spring. We have to go through the night to find day. And when you understand this as a spiritualist and you have trials and tribulations, what you can say and what you can know is that the daytime is inevitable. The springtime is inevitable. So when spiritual people go through what they go through, people might view them as happy-go-lucky, but really they just understand the cycles. So this is the cusp of darkness moving into light. Okay, this is the cusp of misunderstanding moving into understanding, trouble energy moving into solution energy. So hold tight and hold your faith and understand the forgiveness of the goddess, the magic of the goddess, right? The magic of the goddess is taking a seed, taking a sperm, and transforming it into life magically, intrinsically, without thought, without effort. Your wife did not read a book to create a space for your child to grow inside of her. That happened naturally because your wife is a natural goddess. So when you're dating a young woman and you're very interested in her and being in a relationship with her and you want to be with her in the future, you're going to have to learn to worship her. You're going to have to learn to understand her. You're going to have to learn not to put your emotions forward. You need to deal with your emotions. You need to process your emotions so you can stay in a logical frame, in a strong masculine frame to handle whatever comes with the goddess, right? And most people just want to deal with women to have sex with them. Most people want to deal with women to get what benefits them. This is why they ask women, can you cook? Because when you cook, that's going to benefit me. Can you clean? Because when you clean, that's going to benefit me. Can you look a certain way? Because when you look a certain way, that benefits me. So what women never really truly experience is unconditional love from divine masculine energy, from a divine masculine energy that doesn't want anything from them. He only wants to pour into them so they can see who they are at a spiritual level. And so this is the time that we're in, and this is what I'll show you. Okay. So this is not going to be a long drawn out video because I really want to hit a couple of points and I want to make sure that y'all understand me. So let's just get into the understanding and then I'll see where y'all at in reference to what I'm saying. So let's look at the map. So in the upper right hand corner, we have the moon at 21 degrees Virgo, and this is a sidereal chart. So if you can understand that, all I want you to do is put 21 in the chat, 21 in the chat. And the 21 represents the third deacon. So I want to show that to you as well. You got the moon at the 21 Sabian symbol, right? And then we have the moon in the third deacon of Virgo. So real quick, the third deacon of Virgo is ruled by the 10 of dis. And so keep 21 in mind. I'm going to bring that back to our understanding. Okay, so let's look at this. 21. The 10 of Pentacles is about family, true wealth, and loss. And so what Angel Reese and the Louisiana State University Lady Tigers taught us over the weekend, the whole nation told us what true wealth is as divine feminine, as divine masculine. Where we think true wealth is money, right? Where we think true wealth is clout or status or a big house or being able to floss and front on people. Angel Reese, a 20-year-old Black woman, indigenous Aboriginal woman, showed the whole nation what true wealth is, what true wealth was, and what true wealth will always be. So we have the 10 of dis and we have the understanding of true wealth. When you look at the 10 of dis in the Thoth Tarot deck, the title of that card is simply called Wealth. Okay, so right quick, the third deacon, 10 of dis, the 10 of dis represents wealth. Virgo is at 21 degrees Virgo. All right, so now I got this book right here, Sabian Symbols and Astrology, Dr. Mark Edmund Jones. And I cannot make this shit up. Do you know what 21 of Virgo is. Can y'all read that on the screen? It says Virgo 21 is a girls basketball team. Can we get some ashes? Can we get some ashes for the divine feminines on the planet? How is that the case? How is this the case? It's like I was fucking floored. A girls basketball team of all things. Now, I ain't make this shit up. I did not make it up, y'all. This is when the full moon happens, is when the sun and the moon are at exact points but opposite. Okay? When the sun is at 21, the moon is at 21, and that creates a full moon. I didn't make that up. I just observed it and was illuminated by the study. I got my good old $15 book, Sabian Symbols in Astrology, and I looked for Virgo 21, and the first thing that it said was a girls basketball team. And trust me, I felt the energy from Angel Reese. I felt the power from her natural expression. Okay, let's read. Virgo 21, Ashe. This is a symbol of the integrated divisions of labor by which any higher reality is manifest in everyday terms. Any higher reality. That means demonic, evil entities. That means angelic, angel, Reese level entities in the most everyday terms, such as college basketball, and of the opportunity which the wide variations of modern life have provided for individual specialization and personal refinement. You know, over these past couple of months, I've gained a huge adoration for young women. Not in a nasty way, but like real respect of their energy. Like Ice Spice, you might say Ice Spice, whatever. But Ice Spice, I felt her energy from the Rolling Loud performance. I felt the power from her expression and her understanding. And then I found out what her real name was. Her real name is Isis. Isis Gaston. I said, that is a goddess. That's why I feel the power. And y'all can be like, I don't like her music. We're talking about energy. We're not talking about preference. And black people might not prefer me, right? But I don't care. I'm not here for preferization. I'm here for the truth. I'm here as an agent of the goddess. The self cannot exist in a vacuum. Ashe. There is no satisfaction in any effort expended for ends in which others are not vitally concerned. Man, am I lying or am I telling the truth? For people who is new to this channel, who had never heard me say anything ever before, do I make a big deal out of working with people and connecting with people? Am I lying when I say that, or am I telling the truth? Because y'all act like I be making the shit up when I say being alone is a demonic influence that's pulling you out of your purpose. Your purpose is not personal. Your purpose is going to benefit me. Your purpose is going to benefit the white man driving a Honda Buick down the street, bumping trap music. Your purpose is going to help somebody in Maine. Your purpose is going to help somebody in Botswana. Your purpose is helping your fellow man. Your purpose is not in you achieving some personal satisfaction. The self cannot exist in a vacuum, and there is no satisfaction in any effort expended for ends in which others are not vitally concerned. When Angel Reese and LSU won that title, when they beat Iowa's ass, they did not win that title for LSU. They won that title for black people all across the fucking country. That was a race war that we saw, believe it or not. Man's fulfillment, because the conversation and the commentary after the game, before the game, during the game was very much racially motivated. It gave great white hype, okay? With Morgan Freeman. Watch that movie. That's what that whole situation gave, right? And you thought that he was about to win the whole time, and then they get into a fight, and then Samuel L. Jackson, that's not Morgan Freeman, Samuel L. Jackson, John Lovitz, the great white hype, man. Watch that movie. That was the same thing that was going on this weekend. Man's fulfillment, and the reason why Iowa and LSU was such a sensation is because it was a team full of black girls versus a team full of white girls for the national championship. If it was anything else, nobody would have gave a fuck. Believe it or not. Y'all don't like me because I tell the truth. That's why y'all don't like me. That's the only reason people don't like me, because I trigger them with the truth. And that's all I know how to talk. So I don't have that many friends, because most motherfuckers want to get lied to. Yes, baby, you look cute. You look cute. To me, you look halfway decent. So that's what I'm gonna call you. Look halfway decent. No, now you mad because I'm telling you that you look halfway decent. That's what you look. Man's fulfillment. You want me to tell you that you beautiful, the most beautiful woman I ever seen, when you not? I can't do that. But I'm an asshole. I'm an asshole because you look halfway decent. I don't understand. Man's fulfillment is primarily a continued participation in common goals. LSU is a basketball team. And the fulfillment of a national championship required multiple people with the common goal to win the title. From Liz Moki to, I don't want to mess up the names because they got some names. I want to say Flojo, but it's like I know that whole team. I'm in tune with that whole team, and it just happened overnight, you know, because that's energy. Man's fulfillment is primarily a continued participation in common goals. So the finesse is when you're doing shit by yourself. That's when you finessed. That's when you completely finessed out of your bag, out of your happiness, out of your joy, because you're doing it by yourself. If you got a whole bunch of people around you, 2 to 3 to 4 to 5, 6 people, and y'all all have the common goal, then that's fulfillment. That's protection. When you by yourself, you got to watch what you say. Okay? Man's fulfillment is primarily continued participation in common goals with rewards to which his fellows contribute as consistently as himself. So this is the problem with the modern world. You would get a person that's on your team that's good, so now you got to slack off. Whenever that happens, you can never win the championship. This is why LeBron James be crying every year until the trade deadline so he can get more people. If it was LeBron James, the greatest player ever, he wouldn't care who was on his team. But he'll cry, like he'll have a whole temper tantrum, like Bottle and Rattler and everything. He just rolling around in the office crying until they trade the whole team. Team don't be having no draft picks or nothing. But they got a good team now because LeBron was out there having the whole temper tantrum. Man's fulfillment, and I'm reading this because it's so important, because we want to isolate ourselves and we want to be so personal about why can't we find success? Why can't I be so successful? I is for insanity. I is for insanity. Is no we in insanity, right? There's no I in team. Man's fulfillment is primarily a continued participation in common goals with rewards to which his fellows contribute consistently as himself. The key word is expression. So let's go back to the 10 of this. I want us to understand this. What is the true wealth? True wealth is not your money. True wealth is not your possessions. True wealth is not your inheritance. True wealth is your expression, because your expression comes from the goddess. Your expression comes from your impression, right? Your impression allows you to express. So when you are impressed by the goddess, I was able to have intimate relationships with goddess level energies. Most people ain't able to say that. Most people is not able to understand a goddess, right? A goddess is not a woman who is ever going to treat you conditionally. A goddess is not basing her survival on how she treats you. A goddess outpours her love unconditionally because a goddess is in tune with the divine. And the goddess gets her cup filled immensely by the divine, and the goddess only knows to outpour the abundance of love that she receives from the divine. This is the symbolism of Aquarius. So when you have your groups, it shouldn't be a mystery. It should be an outpouring of love and divinity in a group of people reaching common goals. So y'all families don't have to struggle. You would say your family is struggling, your kids is struggling, your kids is not eating because you refuse to work with other adults on common goals, because you want to isolate yourself. And when I say we need to work together or need to work with other people, the first thing you're going to say is, this so hard. That's too hard. I don't know about that. That's your expression. Your impression is doubt. So your expression is doubt. Your impression is fear. Now your expression is fear. Now, when you got the faith of goddess in you, your expression is whatever the fuck you want to say and however the fuck you want to say it, because the Eurocentric motto is not the motto that we should be following as original people. We're talking about family and our true wealth, and our true wealth is expression. When positive, the effective self-consummation through exceptional cooperation and adaptability. So you know you are living your best life when you have people that are working with you and adapting to issues and struggles together. When you look at compassion, it is simply saying that together we will struggle. Together we will overcome. The irrational delusion of relationships is, once we get together, once we start this business, once we start this YouTube channel, once we start working together, everything is going to be perfect. No, the essence of business is barriers and overcoming those barriers. So you need people around you that are willing to acknowledge the barriers and are willing to have the effort and endurance to overcome those barriers. And you must have that energy yourself. So when you express yourself because you have people that have your back. If you don't have that, you can't actually express yourself in the ways that people will vouch for you and say, yes, whatever she says, I agree with. Because me and her, we have common goals together. You might say some shit and, you know, people might have backlash towards you, like Angel Reese. But guess what? The family stood up for her. in multiple ways, in many different ways. Anything that the enemy said against her, niggas was clapping back immediately. And we haven't seen that. We have seen black women, we have seen black men get crucified, blackballed, blueballed, grayballed, whiteballed, red balls, basketballs, just balls all over the place. And we just been commenting about it while we getting our haircut. Hey, that's crazy what they did to that nigga. They just fucking, canceled him. It's a such thing as being canceled, but not a such thing as forgiveness, which is wild to me. But anyways, when your expression is negative, you have a listless conformity. Now, I went to public school, so certain words that I read in books, I don't be knowing what they mean. Listless is one of those words. What do listless mean? Listless means lacking energy or enthusiasm. So when you're not effectively communicating, that means that you are just conforming and having low energy. So you wake up and you hate going to your job. When I wake up, I'm excited to go to work with my wife. I'm so happy that we got orders to fill. I'm so happy that we got promotions to run. I'm so happy that we've made 4,000 sales since 2020. I'm happy about that. I'm excited at what we can grow. I'm excited if we develop, because when you're starting a business, it's just maybe what if and then it start working, and now it's like, okay, let's take it seriously, let's grow this. I'm excited about that. I'm excited with working with people in my community. This brings me joy. Every time I know every sale, everything that I do is all coming to me, and the decisions that I make is in reference to the growth of my business. That makes me feel good. And I'm not rich, so if motherfuckers stop buying from me for too long, you might see me at McDonald's like, did you want fries with your order, or did you just want a sandwich? Next. How may I take your order, please? But the reality of being in business for myself and working with people and being involved in my community is something that might require me to work a little harder to stay up. Most people got a job, they got off at 5 and they couldn't wait to get off. I've been filling orders all day. I've been filling orders, getting shit ready, working on the video, and then I got to deal with 4 screaming ass kids that's like background noise. So, with all that being said, I'm still in love with my children. I still look at my children like the light of my eye. Like, I don't know. I just feel so blessed and so grateful. And it was a time in my life where this grace was nowhere near me. And that grace, it was in direct proportion to how devoted I was to the spiritual energy of the goddess. And even more so, I've expressed my love for the goddess on this damn YouTube page. I've expressed it with my whole heart and soul. I put all of my energy into just simply letting Black women know that they are goddesses. Right? And this is just more of a testament to that understanding. So let's get into some mundane understandings, right? As I said, Demeter and Persephone. What we know about Angel Reese is that she calls herself the Bayou Barbie. And when she comes, introduce the starting small forward. Angel Reese, her routine is getting placed with a tiara on her head and doing the cool girl peace sign, like that deal, right? But the tiara represents the princess. The quintessential princess in the astrology is Virgo. Persephone, which is Demeter's daughter, which is Zeus's daughter. Zeus is the king. Persephone is the princess. They win a championship. excuse me, during a full moon week where the full moon was in sidereal Virgo, and the Sabian symbol for the full moon Virgo was a girls, not a college basketball team, but a girls college basketball team. And the epitome of girls college basketball team was Angel Reese and the LSU Lady Tigers. And what did I say was our true wealth? Our true wealth is our expression. But what gives our expression is the people behind you that say, I respect your mind. I respect what you say. And if the world go against you, I will beat they fucking ass. Right? Because I'm in your team. I'm on your team. Okay? So this was the quote that I was like, you damn right. You fucking right. Angel Reese said, I'm too hood. I'm too ghetto. She wrote this before she won. This is why she said it verbatim on the podium, and then she tweeted it. Because this was her ability to use her psychic energy to predict. This is what I tell people all the time. Write shit down. Write your victory speech. Write your victory speech right now. Tell your baby daddy how you feel about him right now. Don't do that. Don't do that. Anyways, I'm too hood. I'm too ghetto. I don't fit the narrative, and I'm okay with that. I'm from Baltimore, where you hoop outside and talk trash. If it was a boy, y'all wouldn't be saying nothing at all. Let's normalize women showing passion for the game instead of it being embarrassing. And people call this divine feminine embodiment of the goddess energy everything except a child of the goddess. Grown ass men talking shit about this woman because she mad that she dusted y'all fucking angels. You know, I thought Don Imus was going to come out of retirement. You know, that make me think of Don Imus because he got fired and his career was ruined because he called some divine feminines nappy-headed hoes. And the reality is that the hair that grows out of divine feminine scalp, it grows out of your head in a spiral, representing the golden ratio, representing the Fibonacci sequence, representing you being one with the cosmos. And yet and still, you try to straighten your hair as if that's the flex. No, the flex is having the Fibonacci spiral grow out of your hair naturally. The DNA code growing out of your hair naturally. That's the flex. So when he said that about black women, he got fired immediately. His career ain't never been the same. So you got to watch what you say. So I want to bring up an understanding. Savitar is the god of the Hasta Nakshatra. And Savitar is, there's no pictures of him, so I had to create this little image of, like, I was just reading about it and shit. So I was like, what I'm reading about reminds me of a golden robot. So I went into my files, did a little video editing, and came up with this little cute little video of just the image of what I think Savitar looks like. He's guarding the Egyptian temple, and the Hasta Nakshatra symbol is hands, or the palm of the hands, meaning that the work that we do. Now, when you look at a girls basketball team, I mean, you got to have feet and you got to have hands. If you don't got feet and you don't got hands, I think it would be pretty much impossible to play basketball. Now, the sign that rules the feet is Pisces. Pisces rules the feet, and the third decan of Virgo, Hasta Nakshatra, rules the hands. Okay, So the thing that I want to point out in connection to LSU Lady Tigers is that Savitar is a black and gold deity. He is golden eyed, golden haired, golden handed. It is the God who sees all things and notes all good and evil deeds of men. Right? So whatever you thinking, somebody is watching over you energetically. Savitar has irresistible power. Age cannot touch him. Nothing can withstand his will. Okay? Savitar strives to enlighten, inspire, and guide. So I was like, gold. The thing about the gold, guess what color the Lady Tigers wore? According to legend, purple and gold were chosen because they were Mardi Gras covers. So LSU colors is actually purple and gold, and they was wearing the white and gold jerseys to win the championship. And I just threw that in there because I thought that was just interesting, tying it in with the gold energy and the gold frequency. Now then, this is where I started to be like, okay, this is getting kind of weird and kind of spooky, but I'm here for it. This women's college basketball game between Louisiana State and Iowa drew 9.9 million viewers. This was more viewers than the NBA title game. This was more viewers than all of NFL Thursday night football. Every single one, none of them. Like, this was a very important basketball game, period. It had double the amount of the men's game. Everybody knew about this. Was the first time that I felt like people cared more about women's basketball than men's basketball by a lot. Like, the only dude that I know in that game was Adamo Sangoma, right? And I just like his game. I like niggas like Joel Embiid. Cause I'm just like, how is you that big and playing basketball? Like, just like an anomaly to me, like not fast, not athletic, but just unstoppable. And I think like that dude from Connecticut, he one of them type players. Like, and I like a dude that's big, can dunk, but also got a shot. And that's what Sangamo did. So anyways, yeah. I mean, most people don't even, the casual fan don't know what the fuck I'm talking about at this point. I understand that, so I'm gonna shut the fuck up about it. But it had an average of 9.9 million viewers. So I was like, nine, I don't look at 9 as the number 9, like I got 9 bottle caps, I got 9 pairs of shoes. I don't look at the 9 like that. Whenever I see 9, I see Oya. Right? Oya is the owner of the number 9. Can we get some 9s in the chat? Are y'all awake? Is it too late? Are y'all tired? Are y'all sleepy? Can we get some 9s in the chat? Oya is the owner of the number 9. Let's look at this. Louisiana State and Iowa drew an average of 9.9 million viewers. Y'all see that? It looked like I'm mushing up the numbers, don't it? And then it goes into Oya, and I was like, damn, I wonder if I can find that on Google. Sure enough, Oya is the owner of the number 9. Whenever I see the number 9, I just be like, that's Oya. A girl told me she got $9. I said, oh, you on some Oya shit, I ain't coming. I ain't dealing with 9 nothing. Unless I'm ready for some drama, right? Nah. Oya is the owner of the number 9, the number of completion. Therefore, 9 copper bracelets are worn on her right arm, and the copper crown with 9 points adorns the head of her human personification. Human personification. What do y'all see? Do y'all see a crown adorning her human personification yet? Oh, okay. All she would have had to do is wear the number 9. I would have threw this goddamn laptop across the room. But anyway, she went away. So then I had this conversation. You know, I don't know. People can just call, like, people just be calling me randomly sometimes. And when people call me randomly, I'll pick up the phone, like, hello. They'll be like, Hood. And then they'll just start talking to me. They'll be like, Hood, this is such and such, or whatever. I think they think I save names in people's phones and shit like that, but I don't. So it just be like random number. So somebody called me today. I don't know who it was really. I mean, I don't know if I had talked to them before. I don't know, because they didn't say who they was. You know, I'm such a gentleman. I don't be feeling like wanting to like ask people, you know, what's your name or no shit like that. Especially if they like pouring out their soul to me instantly and type shit like that. And it wasn't nothing funny or nothing crazy. It wasn't nothing bad. It was a beautiful exchange. I just didn't know their name. But what they was talking about was the tornadoes that was happening in Little Rock. And I'm like, damn, ain't Oya ruling over tornadoes? So Oya is an orisha of winds, lightning, and violent storms, death, and rebirth. I'm like, damn. And you could just Google Oya and tornadoes and you will see a lot of pictures of her standing and representing or personifying tornadoes. And so I'm like, damn. My great grandmother was born in Little Rock, Arkansas. My roots is in Arkansas. So yeah, when that tornado happened, I was like, you know, I'm gonna say this how I'm gonna say it, and it's not like I'm not I'm not under I don't understand that it's fucked up. I know that a tornado is a messed up thing to happen. But because that a tornado is like that, and because we have the energy of Oya and we understand this is a call for protection. Now the ancestors is doing work. And we have to observe the work that's being done and not be afraid. I want y'all to understand these next 2 weeks, all you got to remember is that you will not be afraid. Fear is the only thing we should be afraid of. We need to walk with our saboteur. We need to walk with our divine protection. We need to observe these realities. We need to understand that these portals is open. And if there is negative energies present in the world, that means that there are positive energies in the world. But if we focus on the negative energies, we'll miss out on the positive energies. So at this time, you have, you know, divine feminine energy rising. We have that Oya energy rising, and it's causing a lot of destruction on the earth. And so that's just how it is. I don't know why it works like that. I didn't get on this video and say I make the rules. I got on this video and said I observe how things work and I see the patterns on things, and it allows me to illuminate myself. And so, you know, I'm just a human being. I have no power. I understand divine law. I believe in karma. With that being said, I'm 10 toes down in my spiritual work. When one candle burn out, I'm lighting another candle. If it's the middle of the night and I wake up to use the bathroom and I come and look at my altar and my candle is burnt out, it's time to set up. And when I do a candle, I'm gonna dress it with herbs and oils. I'm gonna pray over my candle. I'm gonna set my intentions with my candle. I'm gonna burn my herbs. I'm gonna drink my coffee. I'm gonna do my spiritual work because the stakes are high. Okay, this is not a game. Do y'all see the quote? It was like a war zone. Why do y'all think I got spiritual being having a human experience in red? Because that's your war manual. Okay, I understand that it's a spiritual war. I understand that you need to fight back, and you don't need to fight back with guns and ammo. You need to fight back by not isolating yourself. You need to fight back by not isolating yourself, because what is winning this war for them? Them using your energy and hijacking your energy and having you finessed into being alone and not working with people and growing with people. I love my spiritual family and I love y'all for doing y'all spiritual work. And I appreciate y'all for tapping in with me for this full moon illuminations and observations. Before I get off of this live, can y'all comment either post live or in the live chat? This is just for my own personal shits and giggles. Did y'all learn anything? Did y'all get illuminated at all by this video? It's not a trick question. If all of this was common knowledge and I'm just saying shit that everybody knew, let me know. Was this conversation illuminating? Gabriel, you got the whole forest to do a ritual. You got the whole plane of existence to do a ritual. You can do a ritual in your mind. You can do a ritual in your shower. You can do a ritual in the small space in your aura space. You know, if you was in a studio apartment, if you was in a cardboard box, if you was living in your car, I think, you know, as far as doing rituals, is good to say what we can't do and what our limits are. But I think a way that will help us along our spiritual journey is if, you know, we tap into the Ray Charles, Jamie Foxx energy and we make it do what it do, baby. Right? Make it do what it do, you know? All right, man. I just wanted to make sure that y'all got something from this video. What color do I use for my candle? Um, I'm not specific to the color actually. I'm just specific to the dressing. Like, as long as I can dress a candle, which I got a ritual for that. I clean the outside of it with like a sanitation wipe, and then I get me some herbs and I sprinkle around the edge of my candle with herbs, and then so I don't create a fire hazard, I douse my herbs with like little drops of oil. So the herbs is condensed with the oil. Then I meditate over my candle, send power to my candle. And, you know, it was a point in time where I wasn't burning candles and stuff like that. And there was a point in time where all I did was burn candles. And if I had to judge the energy from when I was burning candles to when I don't burn a candle, I would take the energy of burning a candle versus the energy of not burning a candle. I mean, it's not life changing one way or the other. I just feel in tune spiritually when I have a candle burning on my altar. I don't know what it is about it. It is something about it. So if you feel like spirituality isn't strong for you, I would get me a candle from a Botanica, a 7-day candle, clean it, dress it, burn it, and that's the first step to your altar work. Now, if you don't got a place for a candle, you can get the small tea light candles. Like, spirits is not going to be like, you got to do it this way, and if you don't do it this way, you will not get it. If you have a limit, the person who will understand your limit is your spirit team. Your spirit team know your limits. So your limits and your challenges and your barriers are not an excuse to not put in the work. That's not a reason. Your limits are kind of the fun way of kind of figuring out the back door of how to do your spiritual work on the go. There's so many things, rituals on the go, altars on the go, spells on the go, you know, doing spells in your mind. If that's all you got, you know, if you don't got no money, you know, you can always make it do what it do. Okay. There's never nothing that's stopping you from this spiritual work except yourself. So hopefully that is something that helps you moving forward in your spiritual journey. But this is the full moon. That means we are entering a waning moon phase. So drink that water. If you've been drinking a gallon, drink a gallon and a half for the next 2 weeks. If you've been drinking a half gallon, drink a gallon for the next 2 weeks as you promote cleansing and purity, so your new moon intentions can be that much fire and that much focus and that much potent. So with all of that being said, I really do hope y'all gain something from this video. Like this video if you haven't liked it already. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Share this video if you haven't already. Put it on your Instagram story with a link to this video. Let people know, hey man, you gotta watch this video. This brother connected the dots. This nigga put us on a hole. This nigga put me on a tightrope and told me to just walk straight, and we figured, you know, some shit out. You feel me? Share this video. Let people know what's going on. You know, we doing this business for the goddess, and we here to protect black women every single day. Peace to y'all. Peace to the family. Peace to my goddesses. I love you. If nobody told you that they love you today, make it be known that I was the one who let it be known that you are loved, you are cared for, you are guided, you are protected at the deepest spiritual levels. And if you need a friend, email me at hoodmystic@gmail.com. If you need some support, I hate to hear women and men who need help that don't reach out for help and suffer in silence and suffer alone. I hate that. You know, hate is a strong word, but that's one thing that I do hate. I was down in the downs at the bottom of the bottom, so I know it is like on any different level. And if you ever need help, I'm here for you. hoodmystic@gmail.com is the email. hoodmystic.com is the website. colombianexchange.com is where you can get the book bundles, where you can get the herbs. whiterabbitpsych.com is where you can get the psychedelics, the psilocybin, the microdose capsules. Read the reviews, read the reviews, read the reviews. And I'm signing out. I'll see y'all on the flip side. Peace out.